Hey guys! So, we all had embarrassing moments in our lifetime, and if you didn't, you're simply not human, end of story. But yeah, we all had those stories that would keep you awake at night to prevent you from sleeping. Anyways, I actually have so many embarrassing moments. A mix of me being an embarrassing child and a mix of me being clumsy as hell. I think I have more embarrassing moments than the average person because of how clumsy I am. And my friends would also tell you about all the embarrassing things I did because every time it happens, they would always laugh. And they never failed to bring it up every single time. I'm literally just chilling and they would bring it up. True friendship. Anyways, I'm gonna go from least embarrassing moments to my most embarrassing moments, the more relevant one. So, I know the clickbait title brought you guys here, so I'll start with that one. The first story happened in class. I'm usually quiet and reserved in my classes, especially at the beginning of the semesters because you don't really know anybody. So I wasn't fully opened up yet, and we used to have these warm-up discussions, and it was pretty fun to watch people debate back and forth over small stuff, political opinions, and stuff that was trending in the moment. One day I was feeling extremely dehydrated, like really bad. Not to mention I was slightly choking on something, allspice, if you know, you know. But I figured the feeling would go away like it usually does. I sat next to this girl who had a nice, cool water bottle. Like, you could see the ice melting off of it, and I was next to the girl. I couldn't even talk. All I did was just stare at the water bottle and occasionally pay attention to the discussion. In the middle of the discussion, the professor suddenly asked a question, and I felt like I could really relate to this question, and I saw nobody else raise their hand to answer it, and I was like, could it be? I slowly raised my hand, and he called on me instantly, and just when I opened my mouth to speak about my cool experience, I began to choke. But I had to play it off. So I spoke in between gasps. My eyes were watery. I was literally tearing up, and my voice was so raspy. I was also shaking. He and then the entire class started looking at me concerned, and he quickly stopped me and was like, I'm sorry, that was a bad experience for you. And I was... So I stopped and just didn't speak for the rest of the class. Well, other than eyeing that delicious water bottle. But once I got back to my room, I drank water, so it doesn't really matter. One time, I was walking with my friend in the woods, and there's this small hill you have to go down to get to the woods, and I guess the rocks were slippery or something because my ankle rolled, and so did I because I rode down this hill, and it wasn't even made of glass and dirt like a normal hill, it was rocks. So I felt each rock puncturing my sides as I rode down, and once I got to the bottom I had to stay on the floor for a while because I was so embarrassed, and it didn't even help that there was a bystander who was watching me, and she just laughed and asked if I was okay, and she was on the phone with her friend, and then she started talking about it to her friend. I was just on the floor crying on the inside, and my friends were laughing at me, and then when I got up I realized I lost my AirPods, and I was so sad about it. There was this really cool boy in my grade when I was in 4th grade, and he was kind of cool. He was kind of like everyone's clown. I just kind of wanted to be friends with him because what he thought was cool, everyone else thought was cool. And I did not have a crush on him, but I'm pretty sure with my actions he probably think I did. The first instance, the 3rd grade ice cream party, I walk up to him and his friends, and for some godforsaken reason, I decided it would be so funny if I just got on all fours, start hopping and barking like a dog. They all just looked at me for a second and started laughing. So, I got up and started doing the robot. Maybe I got bullied for a reason, cause anyways, I'm surprised I didn't interfere with our friendship that was in development, okay? But I guess it's because he rode my bus and that's where we made most of our friendship development. Well, one day our bus was called and he was in the bathroom and we were the last bus, so I knew that the minute the bus gets here, it's gonna take off. It's gonna stay like 3 minutes and then instantly take off. Welcome to America, okay? This is how our school buses work. So knowing the bus was going to leave soon, I decided to be a good friend and grab his book bag and make a run for it. Luckily, he comes out the bathroom and sees me bolting down the hallway with his book bag, and suddenly he's chasing me down the hallway begging for his book bag, but I'm already running. And he got his book bag, don't worry, but like I didn't let him have it until we got on the bus, and after that he just didn't speak to me again. Ugh. There was this time I was performing a dance for the kids at my summer job and they were eating it up. I was doing cartwheels, flips, splits, bouncing myself on one hand. Basically, I was eating everybody up, you know? But in the middle of my performance, the boss walks in and she's smiling at the staff and kids and decided to stay and watch the entire performance. This time, I decided to show off. I danced my heart out and it was on to the grand finale. It was supposed to be my final high kick turned into my ankle rolling once again. And I suddenly felt myself going back and I landed in a death drop. Yeah, so apparently I can Vogue now. And I laid there for a while and I look up to see my boss covering her mouth in shock and my coworkers holding in their laughs. And you know, kids, of course, they were laughing at me. They didn't even try to hold it back. I decided to close out this vid with a big one. I got a concussion recently. I mentioned it briefly in my mix video, but it was embarrassing. I was in the gym playing badminton with my friend, as usual after class, but unfortunately for us, we just so happened to walk in on the badminton club practicing. This is unfortunate for us because when clubs are practicing, normal students are not supposed to be there because they need to focus on what they're doing, and they're also not liable for other students. Anyways, we walk in, we think they're normal students because the club is pretty small, and they think we're part of the club because, I mean, the club interest meeting was the week before this, so I mean, it wouldn't be unusual. They didn't even question even when we decided to practice on a different court. Anyways, me and my friend get ready to play and we noticed that they're super good, like insanely good. And there was even this point where it was just one girl against 3 people and she was destroying them and it was just rotating and rotating and rotating, but this girl was a beast. And my friend and I was just standing there awkwardly because obviously we are gonna look like a bunch of idiots next to these pros. But we look each other in the eye. Let's destroy these bitches. We were being super cool, I guess. Well, we thought we were. And just when we thought we were being good, they just kept outshining us. And they weren't even trying. And we decided to try even harder, but we failed. Now you would think I got a concussion when we were actually playing the sport, but no. I decided to take a break to spy on the other court, analyze their methods. So we both decided to stand up against a wall, take out our phones and look like we're scrolling through TikTok as we're spying on them. So while we were studying them, I decided to lean against the wall a bit too much and start sliding. But this is normal. I can just catch myself with my foot as always, right? I slide fast. I'm suddenly begging my friend to catch me as I lose my footing, and I'm holding myself up with my hands at this point. And she's struggling to comprehend the situation and reaches out to help, but the minute I move my hand, it was too late. My foot slipped and I fell on the floor. And when I fell, I lifted my head up, not knowing behind me, the concrete wall was there. So I banged my head on the wall. Almost instantly, I'm seeing white and I'm slurring my words. My friend is trying to speak to me, but I can't even understand what she's saying. My friend is panicking at this point. I'm trying to reassure her I'm fine while lost out of my mind. And she's checking my head for bleeding and I'm sitting there trying to get myself together. The badminton club come rushing over to us and asking if we're okay. And then it takes them like 30 minutes to finally come to the conclusion. They can't do anything to me because I'm not a part of the club. So all that time was wasted for nothing. Anyways, we made the long and painful walk to the health center on campus. I completed a series of tests and I thought I was doing pretty good actually. I thought my memory was great. I thought I aced the test and the doctor even made it seem like I was doing good. And when I sat down for my diagnosis all ready and happy, she smiled at me and was like, "Oh yeah, you're fucked up. For sure. Like, you're really fucked up. You have a concussion and it's bad." Oh. Anyways, I went home, rested the weekend away, and I was all better. I even worked on a video when I wasn't supposed to because the comments I got on my previous video motivated me so much. But yeah, only a small fraction of my embarrassing moments. It's so funny I'm telling these because in the moment these stories happened, I was gonna take them to the grave. And alas, here we are. Anyway, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and don't be afraid to like or comment. They're greatly appreciated and motivate me to do what I do. Hopefully this channel will get to a point where I can make a little side money to help support myself in college. Who knows? Love you guys and bye.